My sister's husband called me a beggar in front of the whole bank. He laughed at my 100 request. I stared him down and said nothing. Then I withdrew 1 billion. The room froze. He fell to his knees. You really came here to beg for $100? In a bank? The marble lobby echoed with laughter. God, Mila, your brother's pathetic. The words hit harder than they should have, but it wasn't the insult. It was, who laughed next? He's not even my real brother, Mila muttered under her breath, but not quietly enough. I looked between them. My sister's eyes darted away. She crossed her arms like a shield. Her husband, Brent, 34, smug in his tailored suit, leaned against the counter like he owned the damn building. And maybe he did, for now. The banker froze, unsure whether to look at me or the screen. He's always been this way. Brent scoffed, latching on to people who actually make something of themselves. They weren't ready for that. The calm. You done laughing? Because I wasn't who I am. My name's Daniel, 26, and for most of my life I've been the afterthought. The one who got the smallest room, the hand-me-down shoes, the half-hearted birthday text, if that. The one who stayed quiet while everyone else screamed, always trying to be the peacekeeper in a family full of broken glass. I don't cry anymore. I don't beg. And I don't explain myself to people who already decided I'm not worth listening to. But that day at the bank, that changed everything. Mila, 29, my half-sister, brilliant, cold, never called unless she needed something. She never forgave me for existing after her dad left. Brent, her husband, older, louder, richer, corporate narcissist with a fake smile and a cruel streak, thinks money means moral authority. Mom, 55, passive, always tired, chose silence over protection. She's not here today. She doesn't pick sides, which is funny, because she always picked theirs. We trusted you, Mila snapped. And you repay us by what? Mooching off us at every chance? I never asked you for anything, I said, my voice low. Not until now. I had come in that day because my rent was due. Because I needed $100, a loan, not a handout. I came to Mila because she's family. And instead, I got put on public display. You co-signed my student loans without asking, I added, then ghosted when I couldn't pay. Brent laughed again. Yeah, that was Mila's mistake, trying to help you be someone. Should have let you rot. The banker looked uncomfortable. The room had fallen silent. Funny, I said, turning to Brent. I never asked you for help, not once. You inserted yourself into a family you barely understand and thought you were king. You're in my bank asking for $100. Brent grinned. I think that makes things pretty clear. I stepped closer, not threatening, just close enough that he had to really see about me. You're right, I said. Let's make things clear. 4 years ago, I dropped out of college to take care of our dying grandmother. Mila was on vacation in Greece. Mom said she couldn't handle hospitals. I cleaned the blood. I fed her when she forgot how to chew. I was the one holding her hand when she died, and when it came time to read her will, they cut me out. Said it was best for tax reasons. Said she didn't really mean it. I didn't fight it. I didn't yell, but I remembered. I turned to the banker. Withdraw 1 billion. I said, calm as still water. The keyboard clacked, then stopped. I'm sorry, sir? I pulled my phone out and unlocked the screen, showed the account. My name, my funds. Brent's jaw dropped. Mila's face drained of color. Is this a joke? I looked at the banker. Wire it to the living trust account under DG Rhodes Holdings, right now. Because Aunt Grandma didn't forget me. Not really. She left everything in a private trust that kicked in on my 26th birthday, exactly 2 days ago. They thought they buried me. They didn't realize I was growing roots. Brent stammered. This can't be real. Mila backed into a chair and sat down like gravity had betrayed her. Why didn't you tell us? She whispered. Because you didn't ask. I looked around the room. The other customers had gone silent. Phones were out, eyes wide. You called me a beggar. I turned to Brent. You laughed at my pain. You made a show of humiliating me. I stepped toward the door. You all finally hear me now? Or do you need another file? I walked out of the bank, not in triumph, in peace. I didn't take the billion. I transferred it to projects Grandma wanted funded, cancer shelters, food programs. She believed in quiet wealth, purpose. My phone buzzed. It was Mila. I'm sorry. The text read, I didn't know. I was angry. That doesn't excuse it. I didn't reply, but I didn't block her either. 2 weeks later, I sat in Grandma's old garden, wind in the trees, sun on my face. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't invisible, and I wasn't bitter. Some truths break you. Others might set you free. Mila showed up alone. No cameras. No Brent. She sat across from me. No words. Just silence. That was enough. For now. Forgiveness doesn't come in a single breath, but healing, it starts the moment you stop asking others to see you. And finally, see yourself.